prom, I got to wear this really, really cool dress that has a really fun history because my mom, when I was a little kid, she had a box of dress-up clothes and we would just sort of play and dress up in them. And one of the dresses was this amazing, just all fringe blue flapper dress. And I have my old pictures and journals of me in the prom dress. And the best thing about this dress is that 8 years later, I wore it to a wrap party when I was working on Disney's The Princess and the Frog. And it still fit and still looked amazing. And it's probably my favorite dress ever.
I went to prom with my husband. He wasn't my husband then. And both of us hopefully have better hair now. We got together the summer between junior and senior year of high school. And we were two of those improbable lottery winners. We've been together ever since.
My mom actually made my prom dress. And we went to the fabric store and it was this ridiculous, like really fitted kind of bustier like top with this big puffy sleeves and this super like puffy kind of T-length skirt. I had shoes that I had dyed to match my dress. So they're these pink satin shoes that match my pink taffeta puffy sleeve dress. And I felt like a princess, honestly, but now that I look back on it, I was kind of goofy.
Nobody liked me. Shocker. I was weird. And there was my only prospect who was not my boyfriend. He was like my nemesis. He and I, we were each other's nemesis. And no one would go to the prom with either of us, so we needed to go together. Basically what happened was that the two polar opposites and polar extremes of our high school went to the prom together. And everyone thought we were gonna fall in love and like have this incredibly romantic sort of John Hughes situation happen. And instead, we were just kind of at each other's throats and departed with other people who also didn't like us very much. We are still friends. He also left Idaho. We both left Idaho very quickly after. And he's an actor and I'm a writer and we're both doing what we started out doing when we were at each other's throats in high school.
A bunch of us drove out to the Jersey Shore to spend the rest of the weekend on the beach after the prom. And it was pretty much all girls. I think there were about 6 girls and 1 boy. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, he said, "You know, I was just wondering if you guys think Hemingway was right." And we were like, "What are you talking about? About what?" And he said, "Oh, you know how Hemingway has this theory that a guy can only be friends with a girl if he's actually into the girl?" All of us went silent and we're like, does this mean you have a crush on all 6 of us? And he was like, "God, you guys take everything so personally." So anyway, to this day, we have a theory that he's still in love with all of us. It's kind of our inside joke.
I had this boy who I dated very briefly when I was 15, who my father had terrified to the point where the boy broke up with me. He did ask me to prom, out of the blue. The thing was that my mother actually taught at my high school, and she decided it would be a fantastic idea for her and my father to chaperone the senior prom. So basically, I spent the entire night with this kid who was terrified of my father, and every time we turned around, my parents would be standing 3 feet away, smiling and waving at us.
I decided to wear pants to my junior prom. And when the vice principal saw me, he said that I was a student body officer and I should be setting an example in wearing a dress for the girls, and he very nearly kicked me out for wearing pants. I still had a great time and I don't regret wearing pants, although I do regret pegging the bottoms.
On the way home, we were driving by Royal Stadium, actually in Kansas City, and there's this lane that ends when it turns into the stadium, and I had just seen the movie Aladdin, because I'm old, and I was singing at the top of my lungs, "I can show you the world," and right as I sang that, I hit the curb where this lane ended, and we like jumped up on the curb and got a flat tire, so we wound up standing in our formal wear waiting for a tow truck to come because I was singing.
My senior prom, my boyfriend and I were in the early stages of breaking up. And so needless to say, prom was a very emotional time and tears were shed. So when I was writing Infinite in Between, I was able to rewrite history a bit, and Whitney, one of the main characters, finally connects with her soulmate, love of her life. And so prom was a much happier occasion.